welcome back to my channel. So today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this really cute curvy kind of cut off sweater. Still have some loose ends there, but it's all good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This is really cute because you can dress it up. It can be like a bikini cover up. It's really good for the spring and summer because it's still very kind of like loose. So I will have the full written pattern available on my Patreon with different sizing for small, medium, large, and extra large. I am going to walk you guys through this size small through this tutorial, but please check out my links down below if you want to have access to any other sizing, and then all of my patterns will be on my Patreon as well. So for this project, I am going to be taking the Paintbox Yarns 100% Cotton DK and the color Vanilla Cream. This is 137 yards per roll, and for my size small, I used a total of 4. I'm also going to be taking my 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. For my alternate color, I didn't end up rolling this into a ball, but it worked out. If I have a clip of the information of this yarn, I'm going to insert it now. Oh, that would be cute. This for the stripes. It's by Cat Sandwich. When I went to the yarn store, they had a small collection there, and that is their Instagram if you want to go check them out. I'm going to be starting with my color 1. I'm going to start with a slip knot, and I'm going to do an initial chain of 50. This is for my size small. This initial chain is going to wrap around your wrist, and then we're going to be working our way up the sleeve. So now I have my chain of 50. I'm going to block off that last chain with my finger and chain an additional 3. This is going to be my turning chain as well as the first double crochet for the second row. So then I'm going to go in and place 1 double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So this is the chain I just blocked off. So I'm going to be placing a 1 double crochet. So now in the next 2 chains, I'm going to be placing 1 double crochet per chain. In the very next chain of the row, I'm going to be doing an increase, so I'm going to be placing 2 double crochets in that same chain. And then I'm going to be doing a straightaway of 4, so I'm going to be placing 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 chains. And then in the next 2 chains, I'm going to be doing a decrease, so I'm going to work it in as a double crochet decrease. So I'm going to wrap the yarn around the hook, go through that very next chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. I'm not going to finish the double crochet, and I'm just going to go directly into that very next chain. Yarn over, pull through, and then I'm going to pull through all 3. That I have 1 double crochet decrease through those 2 chains. I'm going to repeat that one more time. So I have a total of 2 decreases. So wrap the yarn around the hook, go through that very next chain, yarn over, pull through 2, and then I'm going to go directly into that very next chain, yarn over, pull through, and then I'm going to pull through all 3. And then I'm going to do another straightaway of 4, so just 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 chains. And then in the next 2 chains, I'm going to be placing 2 increases. So 2 double crochets through each of the next 2 chains. And then I'm going to be repeating that pattern. So I'll do a straightaway of 4, and then 2 decreases, a straightaway of 4, and then 2 increases. So you're going to repeat that process until you have 5 chains left in the row. Okay, so now I have 5 chains left in the very next chain. So I just finished a straightaway of 4. So in that very next chain, I'm just going to be placing 1 increase, so a total of 2 double crochets through that same chain. And then the last 4 chains of the row would just have 1 double crochet in each chain. Okay, so then on this very last chain, I am going to be switching colors. So I'm not going to complete the double crochet. I'm going to loop on my color 2 before that last yarn over pull through. So I'm just going to take my color 2, place it on the hook, pull through, and then I'm going to double knot the tail to color 1. Then I'm just going to continue with color 2. I can go ahead and cut off the color 1 tail. So I'm going to chain 3. That's going to count as the first double crochet of the row and the double crochet for that very first chain of row 3. So then I'm going to repeat the same pattern from the row beneath. So this is my turning chain, and the next 3 chains I'm going to be placing 1 double crochet per chain. And then in that very next chain I'm just going to be placing 1 increase, so that's 2 double crochets in the same chain, and then a straightaway of 4, and then 2 decreases, and then a straightaway of 4, and then 2 increases. So I'm just going to repeat that process until I make my way to the end of the row. Okay, so now I am 5 chains from the end of row 3. I'm going to place 1 increase in that very next chain. So that's 2 double crochets through that next chain. And then for the last 4 chains, I'm just going to place 1 double crochet in each chain. So for the last chain of the row, I just placed my hook through the entire chain. And I'm going to stop before I finish off that double crochet, and I'm going to switch back to color 1. So I'm putting color 1 back onto my hook and finishing off the double crochet with my color 1. Okay, so now I've switched back to color 1. I'm just going to chain 3 and then repeat that same exact pattern. So I'm going to do probably a total of 28 rows for my sleeve. You can continue that for as long as you would like. So yeah, I'm just gonna alternate every row, changing colors for about 28 rows, but I'll be back to show you once I have finished this panel. The pattern is pretty straightforward. It just takes a little bit of time to finish each panel. So I'll be back once I have finished with the sleeves, and then I will walk you through the body panels. So now I have done a total of 37 rows. You can continue this for longer if you want your sleeve to hang off your wrist more, but this is going to be more of like a summery kind of pattern, so I don't mind if it hits me a little bit higher on the wrist. So now I am going to do a edging along the top row to make it flat. Right now it is curved, so when I attach them together, I do want one of these ends to be flat. So I have just finished off the 37th row. I'm gonna flip over my work. So I chained 1, that is my turning chain, and then in the next 4 chains, I'm gonna place single crochets. So 1 single crochet per chain for the next 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now I'm gonna jump into my repeated pattern. So for the next 2 chains, I am also going to be placing 1 single crochet per chain. And then in the next 2 chains, I'm gonna work 1 half double crochet in each chain. And then in the next 2 chains, 2 double crochet. And then in the next 2 chains, 2 half treble crochet. So I'm going to wrap the yarn around the hook twice, go through the chain, yarn over, pull through 2, then pull through 3. I'm going to do that once more. I'm going to basically go backwards now. So I'm going to do 2 double crochets, 1 in each chain, and then 2 half double crochet, 1 in each chain, and then 2 single crochet, 1 in each chain. So then I'm going to be repeating that little section for the remainder of the row. So it's going to be 2 single crochet, 2 half double crochet, 2 double crochet, 2 half treble crochet, 2 double crochet, 2 half double crochet, and 2 single crochet. So then just repeat that again, and I'll be back once I'm at the end of the row. So in the last 4 chains of the row, I'm just going to be placing 1 single crochet per chain. So then I am just going to cut and fasten off. So now you have your first sleeve. You're just gonna go ahead and repeat that same exact pattern to make the second sleeve. And then once you have that, the pattern is going to be exactly the same for the body pieces and for my size small. So I did an initial chain of 63. So then once you do the 63, you jump into the same exact pattern that we did for the sleeves. So you're going to want to make 2 body pieces with a original chain of 63, and then I ended up doing 26 rows, and then at the end of the row I did the final edge row that makes it a little bit more flat. So the pattern is going to be exactly the same for all the sleeves and all the body pieces. So just go ahead and make all 4 panels, and then now I'm going to connect them all together. Okay, so to attach them all together, I'm having the curvy side on the bottom of the sweater and the flat side on the top where we're connecting the shoulder. So you'll be able to see there is sort of a wrong side and a right side. The right side will kind of pillow outward and the wrong side will pillow inward. So I want both of the right sides to touch together. I'm gonna crochet it inside out, and I'm going to start along the corner, and then I'm going to work my way probably, as you can see, you have like a little half circle here, a half circle here, a middle one, a half circle here, a half circle here. So I am going to leave a little space for the neck, and you can make that as wide as you would like. I am probably going to go in to the half circle and then a little bit of the second half circle, but this is completely optional for your sizing and your preference. So I'm not going to give you, an exact pattern for this portion, but you can just go ahead and do whatever works for your size. And all I'm going to do to attach it is place my hook through that very corner chain, and then as well go through the very corner chain of that second panel. I'm going to work in my color one, just make a basic double knot, yarn over, pull through, chain 1, and then you're just going to be going through both sides of the panels, lining up the chains together, yarn over, pull through, do a single crochet. So just work your way down and then fasten off once you've finished one side of the shoulder. Reattach on the other side and do the same number of chains. So now I have attached both shoulders together. I left a space for the neck, and to attach the sleeves, I am just flipping the sweater so that the right side is facing down. I'm going to take one of the sleeves. You are going to leave the wavy end for the wrist and use the flat end for the shoulder. So just make sure the right side is also facing down, and you're going to want to line it up to the shoulder. Make sure that the middle of the sleeve lines up with the shoulder seam line, and then all you're going to do is start at this end and then just do a line of single crochet to attach, making sure that your middle line is still aligned. So I'm just going to do that for both sides and then come back and attach the bottoms. So now I have the whole shoulder of the sleeve attached. Then you can just flip it, making sure that the seam line is facing outward. And you don't have to cut and tie. You can just continue off of your working yarn and line up the bottom portion of the sweater, and then I'm just gonna go through and attach this corner together before I fasten off. And then just make sure you're weaving in all the ends as you go, because there's just so many ends and you don't want to have to weave them in separately. So I'm just weaving them into my single crochet, making sure they're all facing up and not facing down, because then those will show when you flip it to the right side. So now just make sure that it's aligned on the side, and then you can continue your working yarn down, connecting the bottom portion. So now I finished connecting the bottom portion. I just need to cut off all these loose ends and then reattach my yarn and connect the length of the sleeve. And then once you're done with that, you just repeat that same sleeve process on the other side, and you are basically done with the project. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments or connect with me on Patreon, and I will see you guys in my next video.